Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's AFK journey video. So my free-to-play account right here just reached the endless Dream Realm Snow Stomper right here, and in today's video we're gonna run through Zeeebo's day 1 Dream Realm boss guide for my free-to-play account on Snow Stomper and talk about the different unit findings I have with regards to endless Dream Realm so far. So this is Zeeebo's day 1 Dream Realm boss guide because this is the very first day I entered the Dream Realm. So if you guys entered the endless Dream Realm with your free-to-play account around the same time I did, you guys probably will be around this level right here. So for today's video, I'm not going to talk about the bosses kit. We're going to focus more on my best team as well as like the different units finding I have with regards to this boss. So first of all, I think this is something that a lot of people will be concerned about, and that is how does Valka fare in the endless Dream Realm boss? So the answer is okay, but not as good on Snow Stomper so far. So this is Valka's performance. This is the team formation. Okay, so I'll be using this exact same team formation but with OD in the place of Valka for some simple damage comparison. So right here, Valka does quite a huge chunk of damage, which solidifies her position as a main / semi DPS in the endless Dream Realm bosses due to her true damage and HP percentage damage output itself. However, if you were to compare this to my OD team right here, this is the exact same team setup but with OD as the carry instead. You can see my OD doing way more damage, and I think this could be attributed to two factors. Number one, Snow Stomper silences Valka, which disables most of her damage output during the whole battle itself, and on top of that, we are losing quite a huge chunk of factional bonus when we're using Valka in the exact same team when compared to OD. So that's why there is going to be a little bit like of a drop for the damage output itself. So that could be a better team for Valka to perform better here, but in terms of her performance, I think she can definitely be a decent damage dealer, but just I'm not sure whether or not she could be the best, because you probably need to find a team that fits her while also being able to deal with the boss's mechanic. So in the next few days, I'll be trying Valka out in all the different endless Dream Realm bosses as I move into the endless Dream Realm mode and sharing with you guys all the different findings for Valka so far. So this is the damage comparison. So both teams don't have too much of an issue in terms of surviving because we did use the surging spell for additional stats as well as shielding, and on top of that, Valka actually does buff the team up by providing like a permanent attacks boost with the Bulwark Shield ability. So there is a little bit of use on the utility end for Valka, so she's definitely gonna be like a pretty decent Dream Realm character in my honest opinion, but I'm just not sure whether or not she will be like a top tier must have. So that is like at least this day 1 finding so far. So, and I mean, personally speaking, I think Snow Stomper is not the best boss to test most of the units kit because Snow Stomper basically disables the skill of most units, which renders their damage output or their supportive capability as inefficient. So that is for Valka's finding. So other units which I think are pretty decent for the endless Dream Realm boss so far would be the likes of obviously our OD right here. So OD, right, turns out to be the strongest. So right here, our top damage is 27 build right here, 27.9. So this is my best damage team so far. So this is with OD right here. Okay, so exact same team formation as just now, but instead of using the surging spell, we will be using this brand new artifact over here. I think this is called Blade Summon spell right here. Yeah, so this artifact actually does quite a bit for OD because number one, it pretty much buffs up one of the most important stats for OD, which is the attack speed buff, which buffs up the third skill damage output for OD, and on top of that, granting the whole team a 11.2% attack, which is the highest in the game, with a very impressive physical and magical defense boost for my full team survival in general. So very good artifact for bossing purposes. And the ability right here, I'll just showcase the battle and then talk about the ability. Okay, so let's go at one time. So at the start of battle, we'll summon one portal, which will continuously summon the sword to attack the boss over here. So this magical sword that flies out from the portal will also debuff the physical and magical defense. And once your team reaches a certain range damage threshold, you will be able to summon more portal right here. So more portal equals to more damage and also a longer debuff duration of them on the boss. So this is where you kind of want to have at least one really strong range damage dealer to proc this this blade summon spell over here. So right here, you can summon a total of 4 portals right here for additional damage as well as debuff on the boss, as you guys can see. So for this artifact right here, we are able to sort of keep our units barely alive because of the defensive set that this artifact is able to provide, as well as all the support units we have on the team, while having this additional damage over here with the debuff ability for all the other units to hit harder. So that's why this is a very good Endless Dream Realm artifact so far, and I'll be doing more testing in the next few days, but this is my best team. Okay, so once again this is the formation, this is my level with all the orange charm available and the artifact at level 20. So next, let's talk about some of the other units that are decent for the Endless Dream Realm bosses this season. So first of all, let's talk about Merrily. So I did a comparison for Merrily to our dear OD right here. So Merrily has always been a decent unit against Snow Stomper because Merrily is one of those carries that are not that reliant on the ultimate itself. So it's more reliant on normal attacks, and therefore Snow Stomper is gonna sort of be like not as effective in silencing Merrily's damage output. It's still gonna slow down like the EX weapon stacking for Merrily, but overall Merrily is a pretty decent carry for Snow Stomper, as you guys can see right here. So other than that, I also did some tests without Freyasto, and it like using Kruger in the same slot. So I'm probably gonna try like another run with the Blade Summon spell, right, with Kruger right here, to see whether or not we can survive. So right now at this stage, we are currently still in the stage of trying to survive the full duration. So Fresto is pretty decent in terms of keeping your unit alive because of the additional stats, as well as the damage reduction buff and the energy regen buff to let your units use their skills a little bit faster. So this is with Kruger. I might actually try this in this video, but this is one team that I did. This is like a hybrid buffer. And then another unit which I did was actually Lily May right here. So I think Lily May is still one of the strongest like Endless Dream Realm bossing unit right here. So this is against Endless Chris Shelbrode this morning, so it was super early in the morning, so I didn't actually record it, but you can see the damage output on Merrily right here, pretty decent so far. I think I did have a Merrily run against Snow Stomper. Let me just find it. I think it's somewhere on top. Yeah, somewhere over here. So this is with Merrily. So you can see Merrily's damage output still being pretty decent right here. So I think to a certain extent, Merrily as well as Lily May and also Odie, they are going to be quite okay against Snow Stomper, at least on the DPS compartment. So for most people, it will be Odie as well as Lily May right here. So twins against Snow Stomper is not particularly impressive. And then I think Sonya's still going to be one of the best buffers late game, although there are other units which I kind of want to try, right, moving forward in the next few days once I get them leveled up to the Supreme Plus tier, and then we'll talk more about them. So that's pretty much it, just some simple findings with regards to like all the different units, Valka's performance, as well as Zee's Day 1 free-to-play Dream Realm boss team for my Snow Stomper over here. And thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!